in the building, y'all.
At you live from Seabreeze Park in Freeport, Long Island. This is Delmar Browne with the knee. If there's no E, it ain't me. Mike Moments, your source for info from the minds behind the music. It is such a beautiful vibe out here. We got C Boogie on the set. This is brought to you by Picture Disc, by the way. Look at the people out here. Check out the vibe for yourself. And we just getting started. It's getting crazy out here, and I just want to let you know, we are celebrating 30 years of house music, celebrating on behalf of Miss Carolyn Harding. So stay tuned. There's going to be definitely more Mike Moments from you, from your source for info from the minds behind the music. Delmar Browne with the knee. Mike Moments, your source for info from the minds behind the music. I'm Delmar Browne with the knee. Right next to me is a very good friend of mine. I mean, he might need an introduction only because you don't really hear him on the mic too much, but when he's on WBLS 107.5, I mean, there's only one person I can talk about, my man, DJ Art Cross. What's going on?
I'm living, my brother. I'm out here enjoying the breeze. The breeze.
Listen, man. I mean, people need to know what's really, really good with you, because I'm going to tell you right now, I see you've been making waves on the net with this music. What's that all about?
I'm just giving people good music, some remixes, some original production, taking some songs I love and giving them to you in a way you wasn't expecting. That's all.
Now, to come right off the top, who was your inspiration behind all that?
It's a bunch of people. You can go back as far as Larry Levan. You can go back Francois K, Quentin Harris, Dennis Ferrer, just hearing different people and just the music that they make and how they reintroduce it and repurpose it in a way that you wasn't expecting. It's just some of my inspirations. A few I might have forgotten, but I can't, off the top of the head, I'm not thinking about them. And no disrespect, I just can't remember everybody.
Well, to a lot of people, you're kind of a newcomer to the game. So behind all that, I mean, how do you handle all the heat? All the haters out there, how you handle that?
I don't pay it no attention. I just play the music. I let everybody else discuss that. I play the music. I let everybody else discuss who did this, who's better, who's worse. I'm just here to play music.
Let the folks know about this album that you have out right now.
It's not out yet. A few people have like you, I gave some of it. A few people have pre-copies. I'm getting, feelers out, some stuff I want to edit and change up. It's just the art of remixing, just some songs I like. To be honest, it's a bootleg album. I don't really have clearance on a lot of the stuff. I'm just gonna put it out there, and whatever happens with it, happens with it. But it's really some of my personal favorite songs. I housed them out. I took some slow songs. I took some pop and R&B and tech house songs, and I mixed it all together, and I'm presenting it to you what I thought the song should have been.
Well, currently you have this Secret Garden thing going on. I mean, you took it back with the Barry White and the I'll Be Sure, the DeBarge.
Yeah, and that's doing good right now. That's doing really good on Traxsource.
And James Ingram, by the way.
Yes, that's doing really good on Traxsource. Shout out to my man Kevin O, who gave me the idea and the courage to actually put the record out. Because I was just sitting on it. He was like, man, the world gotta hear this. So I said, all right, let's set it up. If you know how to get it out there, let's get it out there. So from there, he said, what else do you have? And I gave him about 100 songs. He said, we could put an album together. And from there, I just started getting more and more songs. And the more I do it, the more people want me to do it. So now I'm actually getting artists contacting me to say, hey, can you remix this for me? So I don't know where this is gonna lead, but I like the way it's going.
So listen, to close this down, where they can find you on the net and where they can purchase those good music that you have right now.
Right now on Track Source, look under Art Cross, A-R-T, last name Cross, C-R-O-S-S. Once again, that's my Instagram name, Art Cross. And you can find me on Facebook under the same thing, DJ Art Cross.
What more can I say? My man Art Cross is definitely doing this thing live from Seabreeze Park in Freeport, Long Island. He's going to be on the set a little bit later, and you get to find out more of his music on Track Source. You can find him on the net. And this is yours truly, Delmar Browne with the name Mike Moments, your source for info from the Minds Behind the Music.
Have a good night, everybody.
You heard that.
I know she's a real music person.
Exactly. And that's crazy. So what have you been doing since that time in the early 2000s?
Well, early 2000s, well, I got back on BLS in 2009. I was on in 92 doing the Thunderstorms. I put Grandmaster Flash on, and Grandmaster Flash, Jazzy Joyce, we had a nice little team. And then I just started doing Music Choice from 98 to like 2013. So I've just been doing that, working at the labels, doing some marketing promotion, and also work with Newmark. They bought a bunch of companies like Newmark, Akai, Alesis, Mixmaster, Alto Speakers. They got like 10 different companies, so I was consulting with them. And now just a matter of, keeping things fresh, reinventing myself. I got back to DJing again, which I love to do on a regular basis, and I want to help bring that grown folks music back, like music like you were playing, music like I like to play, because the kids are lost, man. We got to bring them back to real music, and the only way we're going to do it is got to start with the DJs. We can't conform to what they're doing because they should be learning from us.
Exactly.
So that's my mission right now.
I mean, the interesting thing about that is being 40 years in the business, it's a thing that times has changed.
Yep.
It's definitely changed from vinyl to analog to the digital era, and also being on radio. Myself, of course, when I was on KTU, and then it all has changed over the years. It became so easy for the DJs like us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of, I guess when we were coming up, the fans were different.
Exactly.
The fans demanded more. Now, as long as the music is playing and no interruptions, they're happy and they don't care what it is. And young people today, they don't even know how to dance. All the dance shows, like we had Soul Train, they got, do you think you can dance? They got group dancing. So they only know how to dance in a group or do a two-step. So they can't feel the music like we were feeling it. So we got to bring that back as well,
So explain to the folks out there, what do they expect when they get to hear you on terrestrial radio?
Well, what I try to do is I try to be really musical, really vocal. I want to play house, but I can't go too deep because it's the radio. So what I try to do is play familiar vocals, familiar lyrics, familiar grooves, and then I go a little deep, but I definitely try to keep it grown folks. And I like to play for women. I like to play stuff that they can relate to, and that's always been my fan base. Because you got females dancing, you got a party. So that's why I try to focus on that and make it really mature, make it very musical, and play songs that kind of tell a story. So I always try to tell a story when I'm playing.
I love to hear that. So to close this down, let the people know where they can hear you, let them know when they can hear you, and tell them what you got coming up.
Okay, I'm on WBLS. I call it Friday Late Night from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. Saturday morning, and it's just like you can catch me there every Friday. If I'm not on, it's a live broadcast or something happening, but you can definitely reach me on Facebook, Charles Dixon. You can reach me on SoundCloud at DJ Sir Charles Dixon, and definitely Instagram and Twitter at DJ Sir Charles. So that's where I am.
Well, I guess that's the cue, because up next is my man Charles Mixon Dixon. He's definitely going to be doing up live from Seabreeze Park in Freeport, Long Island. Sir Charles Mixon Dixon. This is yours truly, Delmar Browne.
If you want your next event like this, you got to get a powerhouse sound.
Welcome to Mike Moments, your source for info from the minds behind the music. I'm Delmar Browne with an E. Listen, we're coming to you live from Seabreeze Park in Freeport, Long Island. This is the 30th anniversary in house music, celebrating the legacy of Carolyn Hardin. This brother right here, he was doing it oh so right on the MIC. DJ Rock You Right. What's going on?
How you doing, Mr. Browne?
How you doing?
I'm doing excellent, man. You did an excellent job up there. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
Yes, indeed. But we here representing Carolyn Harding. I really appreciate her music through all the years, and she's done an excellent job, man. Excellent job.
Well, listen, the interesting thing about people that you don't know about during the scenes or behind the scenes, it's interesting to know that a lot of DJs out here don't have that microphone presence, more or less that personal presence. You definitely brought that out to the crowd out here today.
Well, that's what we do. I got over 30 years in the business. You know, I've been a DJ and a microphonologist for quite some time now, you know, so what I do is I can mix and I can also, you know, get some skills on the microphone. You got to be able to do both. You know, you need both of those skills to make it happen these times.
So how do you handle yourself when you can get in front of, let's say, about 1,000 people out here, you know, give or take a few?
1,000, 100, you know, we're entertainers, so that's what we do. We entertain, so it doesn't make no difference to me. I'm just as amped up as it is if it's 1 or 10 or 20, as it is if it's thousands, because I've been in all different size crowds, man, so I love to get down. That's it. You gotta love it.
So who was your inspiration behind all that?
Man, it's a lot of people. You know, I'm 53, so we've been doing it a long. Yeah, we've been doing it a long time. So we like the inventors of it. You know, so we came from the garage and you know, from Chicago house to all different kinds of house. So you know, inspiration is too much to name technically.
Well, here's a question for you. What do you think about where the state of dance music is today as far as the depth of house?
It doesn't change. You know, they still love it. And that's the best part about it. You gotta love it. And just like this event that we doing today, people constantly come out. You know, it wasn't promoted deeply, you know, and we still got a great turnout, and we still got a lot of time, and a lot of DJs came. Everybody's coming out. Children, we on the boardwalk. It's you know, I just think the state is still great.
Well, what I like about this is being that we're both from the garage era. I went to the garage for about 7 years. I'm sure you probably went to the loft and you went to the garage and other clubs out there.
Bars, everything, yeah.
Come on, you got a Jersey head out here. So the thing is, how do you go about appreciating what's going on here today? I mean, do you think the younger people are accepting this, what we got going on?
Well, they kind of follow our lead, you know, so when we set the tone and they see we having a great time, and you know, it's hard for them to have great times like that, you know, so when they see us doing it, having food and friends and family, and you know, they have to follow the suit, so they can't veer too far off of the path. That's what I believe, you know, so they have to come in and enjoy, and what we teach them is what they're gonna leave. That's our legacy right there.
I love that. So to close this down, let the folks know where they can find you on the net and find out what you got going on.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, we just created a group called Soul, which is Soulful Organic Urban Legends. And we do remixes, and we call Legends at Work, and we call it Laying Down the Law. It's myself, Rock You Right, and my man DJ Mark Blake the Snake. We're based in Atlanta right now, but we live in New York. We grew up in New York, so we rocking everywhere right now. But you can find us on www.soulgroup.com, or you can find us on the web, or Facebook rather, at Soulful Organic Legends on Facebook.
That's how he gets down. DJ Rock You Right is also right. He was definitely on the MIC, letting the people know what's the aspect as far as the creation, as all of us celebrate 30 years of house music with Miss Carolyn Harding. And this is yours truly, Delmar Browne with the knee, live from Seabreeze Park in Freeport, Long Island, giving you that definite soulful thing. Mike Moma's your source for info from the Minds Behind the Music.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Mike Moments, your source for info from the Minds Behind the Music. I'm Delmar Browne with an E. Right next to me, I had the pleasure of knowing this gentleman, might been for a short period of time, but over the years, he's blessed the masses with deep, soulful house music. Mr. C. Boogie, Calvin Booker. What's going on?
Everything, man. Everything's going on. It's a good time. Good stuff going on.
Well, it's interesting to know that you definitely come around. I mean, people know you behind the scenes as a dancer.
Right. I mean, I'm a house dancer. I like music, so that's what kind of makes that happen. But I also tap dance professionally, so that's my thing. So now it's been fun kind of figuring out ways to put them together, you know what I mean, and merge the two worlds.
So tell the people about who was your inspiration to get yourself into this as a DJ.
Well, as a DJ, it started for me in dance class. I went to Creative Outlet. It's a dance company based in Brooklyn. My dance teacher, Eddie Stockton, put me onto Osunlade. And that was one of the best days of my life. I figured out who Osunlade was. I went to Vinyl Mania and took it from there. You know, I bought all my records from Vinyl Mania when I first started collecting. And it has been a phenomenal journey since, you know what I mean? You know, but as a kid, I used to go to Soul Summit, you know, in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. I was like 9 or 10 out there, you know what I mean? So from then, it's been, you know, progressive.
Now, you're connected with Carolyn Harding in a lot of ways, and the music is definitely the inspiration. So how did that connection come about?
Well, I met Carolyn doing a jazz gig. We did a gig called Sophisticated Ladies out in Miami. She's actually good friends with my uncle, Randy Muller, who's, you know, Brass Construction, Sky, you know, those cats, you know, that's his stuff. So they're friends, and we met on the road doing a jazz gig, which is totally separate from house. But what actually got cool was I happened to have a book of CDs in my dance bag, you know what I'm saying? I had my tracks, and Carolyn was actually doing a gig at the Winter Music Conference, and she needed a DJ to help her through her set. So I happened to be there, you know, so I ended up being there for that reason as well. And since then, we've just been on the road doing a lot of different things. We've traveled, we've been to Austria, we've been to Germany, you know, we've done a lot of phenomenal things. Detroit, we have a house festival out in Maine, Portland, which is happening next year again. And it's just been phenomenal, just connecting with her and the other musicians and the other artists. It's just been a very beautiful, you know, combination of talent and energy, you know what I mean?
So to close this down, where can the folks find you on the net? And let them know what you got coming up next.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm DJ C Boogie on Instagram, all one word, lowercase letters. I'm Calvin Booker on Facebook. I'm also C Boogie. I got a group page on Facebook. And I do a party called Boogie Nights in Tuesdays. Every Tuesday in Bushwick. The address is 523 Evergreen Avenue. It's every Tuesday night. And I'm rocking it from 8 to 3 in the morning. So it's free. Come check me out. Among other things. Actually, tomorrow, I'm actually going to be playing in Fort Greene Park with Shaness and Gray Hands, Pookie, Kim Lightfoot, you know, all like the legendary Brooklyn DJs. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow, that's something to do until the next thing, you know?
Well, I want to thank my man C Boogie, a.k.a. Calvin Booking.
Yes, sir.
But blessing everybody here on short notice because he's got to run. But this is yours truly, Delmar Browne with the Mike Moments, your source for info from the Minds Behind the Music. Thank you very much.
Thank you.